Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you can tell from the title, this video will consist of my 10 soft life habits that I will be adopting in my reinvention era at the age of 37. All right, so let's hop straight into this video. I do want to note that I will be using my phone as a point of reference. I have everything written down here to help me stay on track and not overtalk, overshare, or veer off. I think it's really important to note that as I step deeper into my reinvention era at age 37, I really want to embrace a soft life because for me, I've just been so acclimated to working hard, overworking, and really spreading myself a little too thin. These 10 habits are definitely going to help me with ensuring that the things that I do are peaceful, purposeful, and a splash of luxurious. So we're gonna hop straight into the 10 habits that I will be adopting in this soft life reinvention era at the age of 37. First things first, this is something I already do, but I want to be more intentional in doing so. Waking up before the rest of the world. The night before, I plan on making a list of the things that I want to do when I first wake up. Early mornings, I plan to journal. I plan to give myself space to think. I plan to obviously pray and stick to the plan that I've made the night before. And if any adjustments are needed, I plan on doing so in those moments. Also, get a little exercise in on certain days. Number 2, choosing to slow down over hustle culture, okay? Again, I will actively and intentionally choose to slow down. If anyone knows me in real life, they know I speak fast, I walk fast, I just move around really quickly. I'm always just doing something. I am consciously slowing my mind down, slowing my racing thoughts down, the way I move, the way I interact with the world. Just slow down, calm down. Because for so long I've spent so many years overworking, overextending, and quite honestly, not really saying no to things. And that's led to burnout, to be just blunt and frank. All right, number 3. This is something that I already do, but sometimes I overspend in doing so. So I plan to create a luxurious routine for myself, whether it be journaling or lighting candles, doing skincare, whatever the case may be. I plan to do that, but just on a budget, because one of my other goals is to save a certain amount of money this year. I'm not ready to disclose the amount, but it's a large amount. So I'm cutting corners in every which way that I can. So I plan to create a luxurious routine for myself, but on a budget. So I don't always have to go to Victoria's Secret or Bath and Body Works or wherever, or the most expensive candles to get $30 and $40 candles. You can go to Dollar General, you can get dupes, you can go to local business owners and get a bargain but still get great quality. So that's one thing I definitely plan on doing, incorporating luxury and luxury items and just a luxurious routine, but on a budget, because we are saving. All right, and I've mentioned this in other videos, but number 4 is coming in strong at saying no, okay? And that's it. Boundaries, 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 boundaries. It's important to note that no is a complete sentence. I will be ensuring that I implement that every step of the way. If I feel like it's too much, I will say no. If I feel like I'm tired and I just don't want to, because that's a valid reason as well, the answer is no. And learning to say no without feeling like you have to give an explanation. So that's definitely something I've been implementing, but I'm going to continue to implement because it brings so much peace. Number 5, I am coming out of and releasing survival mode. Now, for me, survival mode looks like always being available, always feeling the need to be the fixer, always being the strong one, always being the dependable one. And although some of those characteristic traits are phenomenal ones to have, you have to know when enough is enough. Have you ever heard the saying that your strong friends are the one who needs the most support? That is absolutely true. For me, I'm realizing that I not only need, but I deserve support as well. And so in this stage of my life, I am ensuring that I'm opening myself up to receive that support and to be okay with receiving the help, with receiving the support. And not always having to feel like I have to be in control, not always feeling like if I don't do it, it won't get done, or if I don't do it, then it won't be done properly. And, survival mode really comes from a place of lack, quite honestly. And it could be lack in several different areas, which is something I'm definitely working through. Sometimes extremely driven people who are, extremely ambitious, they remember a time when they weren't, or when they lived in poverty, or when they just, in poverty, not always socioeconomic, but just mentally or emotionally, and they never want to return back to that place. So they constantly keep going to ensure that they never have to revert back to a place where they've grown or come from. And that's a therapy issue. That is something you need to go over with your therapist in a therapy session. And working with my therapist, I've realized that that's one of my issues. That's a huge issue, as is hypervigilance, but that's a whole different story. So yes, I am releasing the need to always be in survival mode. Number 6, and quite honestly, I feel like number 6 should have been number 1. But these are in no particular order, but listen, it should have been number 1, if I'm being honest. I am healing my nervous system because, baby, your girl is struggling, okay? Now, I'm very open about the fact that I struggle with anxiety, and particularly now health anxiety, since my dad had a stroke, which left him in a vegetative state. Every little thing that I feel, girl, I think I'm dying. I think it's a brain aneurysm. I think I have cancer. I think I'm going to die in the next 15. Like, it's so catastrophic in my mind. If something is going to happen, it's going to happen, no matter how prepared you think you are. Like, if God says this is your time to go, or whatever the case may be, like, there's quite literally not a thing you can do about it. And it's like consciously I know that, but subconsciously my brain, oh my gosh, like, it's insane. So I'm looking into finding a health anxiety therapist in addition to the therapist that I now have. She and I work well together. She is new because, I was looking for a new therapist, but I definitely need a health anxiety therapist. I will be implementing things like grounding, obviously, because I'm a huge tree hugger. I do all of the things. Like, I personally do the whole herbs thing and grounding and chakras and all of those things. And baby, I pray, okay? It's God, honey. It is God. I kind of feel like my biggest thing is talking to God about everything. And quite honestly, I feel like when you pray, it's not really you talking to God about your problems, but talking to your problems about God, because he already knows. And I know this is a form, my personal belief, it's a form of spiritual warfare. It's like, because it consumes my life. And I hate being in this state because I know God did not create me to be in this state. So I'm definitely doing what I can. I'm just leaving everything else in the hands of the Lord, grounding, journaling, watching positive things that reaffirm positivity, unfollowing certain things that definitely do not feed my spirit in a healthy way. All of the things, eating better, exercising, even if it's just walking, which I have been doing, and I'm so proud of myself. My oldest has been walking with me, so she's a huge inspiration to me. Number 7 is I will be romanticizing my life every single day. You don't always need a vacation or a getaway or to do this or change of scenery. You need to enjoy you. You need to enjoy your daily tasks, because the reality is, once you come back from the vacation and from this and from that, your like real life will still be there. And if you're not happy with what's going on in your daily life, you won't be happy at all. So I plan on romanticizing my life, romanticizing the things that are in my life, the people, the places, the experiences, and making myself happy. Learning to look inward as opposed to anticipating or expecting others to make me happy. Only I can make myself happy. Others can, add to it, but it's me essentially, that's responsible for my own joy and happiness and well-being. Okay, number 8, I will be protecting my energy. And this ties into something that I alluded to earlier, like unfollowing certain pages, not having certain conversations. I do not want to sit in circles where people are gossiping. I do not want to watch things on TV that are not conducive to my growth spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Anything that does not align with the woman I'm becoming, I'm cutting it off. Family, friends, relationships, books, TV shows, conversations, food, anything, daily activities, you name it. If it's not aligned with who it is that I'm becoming, I'm not doing it. All right, number 9 is, obviously I do this more often than not, but definitely being very, very intentional about my appearance and how I present to the world, but most importantly, how I present to myself. So that means taking inventory in how I look, how I keep my upkeep of my skin, the way I engage with myself, my self-talk, the way I think about myself, the way I view myself, being sure not to compare myself or make myself feel bad or insecure or any other things. So holistically, not just physically, like on the outward, but inwardly, what are you feeding your body? And be very mindful that your diet is not just what you put into your mouth, it's what you consume on the daily basis. So that's something that I'm going to continue to do and just turn it up a notch. Last and final habit is I will be setting soft plans for hard goals. For me personally, I've always been a workaholic. I'm always so hard on myself. I never give myself credit. I never celebrate my accomplishments, small or large. I just keep going and keep pushing through and plan for the next thing. I no longer want to do that because it isn't fair to myself. Subconsciously, I need to tell and remind myself that I did great and I deserve to be celebrated. So we're going to take incremental steps to large goals. We will get there. We don't have to get there when everyone else does, because everyone else is not us and we are not everyone else. All of our journeys are different. I'm focusing on myself and what feels good and feels right and healthy to and for me. Okay, so that concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.